A significant multi-day severe weather outbreak is likely to unfold beginning today and going all the way through next Thursday. In fact, here is the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. An enhanced risk of severe weather today on Sunday, another enhanced risk further to the east into the eastern U.S. as we go into Monday. And as we enter the new month of April, severe weather with a new storm system will continue across the Midwest with a slight risk. And then we have another large enhanced risk here in similar areas next Wednesday and a slight risk on Thursday. So several days in a row of severe weather. Make sure to stay updated with the latest severe weather and weather forecasts for your area by subscribing to my channel for the latest reliable and accurate weather information here on YouTube. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, and share this video with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's look at the culprit for our first severe weather outbreak, and you can see here this is a strong low pressure system in northeast Iowa today, 998 millibars, and it's going to track east-northeastward through the Great Lakes and into southeastern Canada by Monday morning on March 31st, and 993 millibars up there in southwestern Quebec. And let's look at the outlook for today. A large enhanced risk for severe weather in orange covering southern Michigan all the way down here into northeast Texas. So a large real estate in the middle of a severe weather outbreak today. In the yellow, that is a level 2 out of 5 slight risk. In the dark green, that is a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe weather. The biggest threat for today is going to be widespread damaging winds in that red and magenta shade of color. That is a 30% to a 45% chance respectively of some 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts here today. We also do have the chance for some hail, even potentially some very large hail that could be up to baseball size from west central Indiana into downstate Illinois, eastern Missouri, into much of the state of Arkansas, far western Tennessee, down into parts of Oklahoma, Louisiana, and East Texas. So a large real estate that could be seeing some baseball size hail today, and some tornadoes, a few of which could be strong, especially into this yellow hatched area here across the mid-Mississippi Valley, something we're keeping an eye on across southern Indiana, west central Kentucky, southern Illinois, middle and western Tennessee, the southeastern Michigan, including the Boot Heel region, eastern portions of Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and far northwest Alabama has the greatest threat for some strong, even long track tornadoes. Those could be tornadoes on the ground for a long period of time, 10, 20, even 30 minutes at a time. Definitely a possibility today. And let's set the stage. You can see the setup for severe weather, very ripe with our moisture here. As you walk outdoors, very humid this afternoon, at least for late March standards. Dew points in the mid and upper 60s, and that is quite a bit of moisture, and that's yielding some stronger instability, especially the further south and west you go towards especially Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. Those instability values up to near 3,000 joules per kilogram, but still 1,000 joules per kilogram up here in Illinois and Indiana, and that will get the job done for severe weather even this time of year. This is the updraft helicity tracks. This basically shows you the brighter the color, the more significant the thunderstorms will be, and kind of shows you how long they will be on the how long they will be producing some severe weather. So you can see they could be producing severe weather for a long period of time from them initiating back here into Illinois, Missouri, and Arkansas. And look, it doesn't stop until it moves into eastern Kentucky, Ohio, and eastern Tennessee. So a large chunk of real estate will be affected by this severe weather. Millions of people today, and that's the reason why you need to subscribe to my channel, like the video, give it a thumbs up, and share this video with friends, family, and on social media, because we need to get this information out to as many people as possible to help them stay safe from the severe weather. So here we go, late morning here on Sunday. We're watching initiation back near the Mississippi River. Supercell thunderstorms there in central and southern Illinois, down here into southeast Missouri, including the Boot Heel region, and back into Arkansas. So a few of these storms already midday, around noon, 1 o'clock, could be producing tornadoes, also damaging winds, and some large to very large hail up to baseball size will be possible. And then as we go into the afternoon, we're really going to start to see more numerous severe thunderstorms popping up all the way up here, even into southern Michigan, into portions of the Hoosier state of Indiana, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, now into Tennessee, and then that will stretch back with more supercellular storms into Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas this afternoon. And then we'll see that shift further east, more into a QLCS line, and we could have some embedded tornadoes within this overnight. This is after dark dark, 9 o'clock here this evening, and these will be moving through Ohio, Kentucky, southern Indiana, western and middle Tennessee, and then supercell storms back there still in Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. And then as we go throughout the night, that's just going to continue to rumble eastward all the way through your early morning hours there on Monday. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. Heading into Monday, another enhanced and slight risk for severe weather. Slight risk in yellow all the way up into New York State. Enhanced risk from Virginia down through the Carolinas, Georgia, northern Florida, and southeastern portions of Alabama. Biggest threats are going to be for damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. We could also be seeing some quarter-size hail, possibly larger toward golf ball size in some areas, and a large 5 to even 10% area of tornadoes here across Virginia, the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, North Florida. Really need to be on high alert for the potential of some tornadoes, maybe even a strong tornado, definitely a possibility here. We still have the setup with dew points in the middle 60s. That's plenty of moisture to get some severe weather. Instability maybe a little bit less compared to today, but still enough, especially with southward extent there into South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, keeping an eye on that. And we're looking at the line of storms continuing almost uninterrupted through the overnight hours into the wee hours of the morning there on Monday. So the daybreak, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, already seeing storms knocking on the doorstep of Atlanta into areas of Asheville, North Carolina, up toward Roanoke, all the way down towards Montgomery and Mobile into Alabama. And then as they move eastward, we're going to see more development here, scattered to numerous severe thunderstorms all the way up even into the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic. And each one of these storms could be capable of producing severe weather, damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes, maybe even a strong tornado through the day there on Monday. These storms don't move off the coast until it looks like the wee hours of the morning on Tuesday, so we're going to have it all day Monday to watch them as well. These are going to be very efficient rainfall producers. Flash flooding is also in the picture here. Significant flash flooding is possible from mainly the Ohio River on south toward the deep south and the Gulf Coast and down into Florida. In the yellows and oranges, that's where we could see anywhere from 1 to 2.5 inches of rainfall through your April 1st on Tuesday morning time frame. And then on the cold side, we're talking about a crippling ice storm. In the pink, that's where the ice is, sleet and freezing rain. In the blue, that is some snow. And notice as we go through your Sunday here, a long duration ice storm here for southern Ontario and southern Quebec and the upper Great Lakes region like the UP of Michigan, keeping an eye on that. Heavier snow into central Ontario and central Quebec, further to the north where the deeper cold air is. For the United States, looks like portions of the UP of Michigan could see a plowable snow, a few inches there. Most of the snow will fall over Lake Superior and then over the border into Ontario and Quebec. The ice threat for the UP of Michigan could be pretty significant, up to a half inch, maybe even 3/4 of an inch of ice there, and then stretching over into the Northeast, areas like upstate New York, but especially Vermont, New Hampshire into Maine could be seeing locally 1/4 to a half an inch of ice here through your Tuesday morning on April 1st. This is not a joke at all. We actually could be seeing some widespread power outages, and they could last days and with this type of ice accumulation across the Northeast and even the upper Great Lakes region. Now going into next week here, we have the first trough producing the severe weather and the crippling ice storm. Here comes another trough across the West Coast, and this one's going to be even bigger for the middle of the country, and it's going to stick around for a long period of time. And the culprit again is another strong low pressure system. The lee side of the Rockies here in eastern Colorado. This is going to kick out and strengthen across the high plains and then into the Midwest, into Iowa and into Minnesota, Wisconsin there on Wednesday. And as we look at Tuesday, April 1st, yeah, not a joke. Again, we have severe weather, a slight risk, level 2 out of 5 on the risk scale from northwest Illinois through Iowa, northern Missouri, Nebraska, and into Kansas, with a dry line setup with a marginal risk 1 out of 5 from southeast Kansas into Oklahoma again, western Arkansas, and down into north central Texas. That shifts east and heightens the day for the risk for severe weather on Wednesday as it matures. That low pressure system in the Midwest, it's going to grab a lot of moisture, a lot of instability, and it's going to have a better jet stream with it as well. So I actually am very concerned about Wednesday. The enhanced risk has actually shifted just a little bit further north, encompassing areas a little bit bit closer to Chicago and the Davenport Quad Cities. So we're going to be watching you, because if you look over here at the Colorado State University machine learning severe weather probabilities, they actually do have significant areas highlighted here into much of the state of Illinois for severe weather. So an upgrade potentially to a moderate risk on Wednesday will be possible as we go over the next few days. Definitely something to watch. And the ceiling is there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but definitely a possibility that this actually goes high risk on Wednesday. I'm actually very concerned about that potential. We'll keep an eye on it. And then as we go here into Thursday, that slight risk of severe weather extends from southwestern Pennsylvania, roughly Pittsburgh, all the way back towards Texarkana and Paris, Texas. So a large chunk of real estate again on Thursday. Let's just in general give you an overview of what we're seeing with our next storm system. We're not going to get too much into detail right now, but because we're one storm at a time, but we are definitely looking at another significant outbreak. Here comes the moisture return once again after our first storm scours out the moisture Tuesday. Deep warm sector there on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday just kind of sticks around for quite a while. Storm energy definitely going to be there as well. Lots of storm energy Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as well as Friday and probably Saturday and much of next weekend. And here's my concern is the jet stream is much stronger. The upper level and the mid-level dynamics with this system. Here comes Tuesday afternoon. Nose of the mid-level jet streak is going to be nosing up there toward Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, and Illinois. And that could create even tornadoes there overnight on Tuesday. And then watch the jet on Wednesday. This is about as strong as you can get. 120 to 125 knot jet across the Midwest. And if you get moisture and instability overlap there, we could be talking about a significant long duration tornado outbreak there as we go into the middle of next week. And that's why I do think a moderate risk with a ceiling potentially of a high risk would be possible as we go into next Wednesday. So looking here at Tuesday, it seemed the morning pretty quiet, and then we get that dry line and warm frontal setup here up towards the Midwest, watching areas like Des Moines, Omaha, back to Kansas City and Topeka, and the Davenport Quad Cities there as well. Those storms will shift east. Wednesday, those overnight storms Tuesday into Wednesday could affect areas of southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois with some severe weather. How long they stick around will be key, because if we can get some sunshine and if this system slows down just a little bit more, a significant tornado outbreak could include you to up there in northern Illinois, but also into Michigan, all the way south again to Texas and Louisiana as we go into Wednesday. And it's not done there. Thursday we have severe weather. Friday we likely have severe weather, and Saturday and Sunday as well. So we're going to have a full week of severe weather. And this is the rainfall we can see with our second system, double-digit rainfall totals potentially. And when it's all said and done, some areas here from literally Cincinnati back through Louisville, Paducah, getting into the boot heel of Missouri, western Tennessee, down here toward Jonesboro, Arkansas, Little Rock, and then extending down towards Texarkana, could be actually seeing double-digit rainfall totals between 12 and as much as 18 inches here locally in some areas. So that could be very significant. If you're tired of the active weather pattern, well, we got some good news for you here at the end of the video, and we're going to leave you with some great news. We have a ridge developing in the second week of April in the western United States, a trough in the east. And usually with the ridge, you have warmer air out west, and the trough in the east, you got cooler air. And that's exactly what we see, a big explosion of some cooler air into the eastern United States into the second week of April. And definitely Mother Nature just reminding us that winter is still trying to hang on by a thread here. But this will also get rid of our active weather pattern, so that's some good news. Notice the brown on this map, this is precipitation anomaly during the second week of April. Very dry pattern setting up, so this is some great news, unless you're in Florida and it'll be pretty active. But other than that, drying up there potentially in the second week there of April. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and also share this video with friends, family, and on social media. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, jot them down in the comment section down below the video. You can follow me at Twitter at hweather420. That is in the description down below the video for more rapid fire updates on the severe weather, the crippling ice storm, etc. So make sure to do that. Make sure to have multiple ways to receive watches and warnings, not only today, but all the way through next week. NOAA Weather Radio does great. Watching your favorite YouTuber, watching the local news TV stations here for local alerts for severe weather and flash flooding alerts as well, or any way that you can get severe weather watches and warnings. Make sure you have multiple ways to do so, and have a way to wake up at night to get those, because nighttime tornadoes could be possible. Thank you all for watching. Please stay safe out there, and God bless.